Good evening, or good morning. I guess the only thing that really matters is when this is watched, not when it was made. So, good day. My name is Bruce Jacobs, and I'm going to be discussing a little bit about the professional development plan that I've come up with following my participation in this course. There were 12 topics that were studied, and while my professional development plan doesn't deal with all 12, because that would be a lot to concentrate on, I'm going to briefly mention each of the 12 and talk about the areas that I feel like I need the most improvement in. So we start off with the TPAC model, which I was already somewhat familiar with, had seen before, and feel pretty comfortable with. So this is not an area that I feel like I need to really focus on in my professional development plan. I will continue to apply the TPAC model. Next are the ISTE teacher and student standards. It's another set of standards that I'm already familiar with, that I had looked at before. Again, I feel very comfortable with the standards and applying them. Mainly what I need to do is actually apply them rather than just thinking about it after the fact. Next up, coaching. Coaching is something that I feel very comfortable with. I've been in many co-coaching relationships with various colleagues over the years. So this also was not an area that I felt like I needed to focus on in my professional development plan. Project management was another topic we explored, and I have a great deal of experience managing projects. All teachers do. Some of the literature was interesting, but again, my comfort with managing projects in my classroom doesn't lead me to believe that this is an area that I need to focus on in my professional development plan. Next area we came across was classroom management and technology. I am very comfortable using technology and have been using technology in my classroom for quite a while. This is something that I will continue to work on because technology changes so rapidly. So truly, I'll never know everything there is to know about classroom management and technology. But again, because of my comfort level with it, it was not something I chose to focus on in my PD plan. Next topic is a topic that is kind of new to me as far as professionally speaking. I do a lot of curation for personal needs, recipes, cooking ideas, things like that. I've kind of gotten started with some curation of professional resources, but not in a way that I really should, because it's something that could be very, very helpful to me in my professional life. So this is an area that I feel like I need to focus on developing more. And this is an area that I'm going to focus on in my professional development plan. Next we have diversity. This is also an area that I am familiar with and have dealt with a lot over the course of my career. Not necessarily an area of strength for me, but I didn't feel like it was such a glaring weakness that I needed to include it in my professional development plan. But it is definitely something that I need to continue to work towards getting better at. Next up, we have technology and accessibility. This was something that I really didn't know much of anything about before this course, and still feel as though I know very, very little. So this is an area that I will be focusing on intensely, because I do have several students in my classes with IEPs, which I'm sure I could be doing more for them as far as providing them with technology that will help them find the course more accessible. Next we have gaming and gamification. I've been incorporating gaming into my class for quite a while, so this is a topic that I felt somewhat familiar with. Because of that comfort and familiarity, while I will continue to explore gamification, it is not an area that I felt like I needed to focus on in my PD plan. Online teaching is something that I'm aware of. I have a friend who left traditional teaching to become an online teacher, but as far as the actual practice of online teaching is concerned, I know very, very little about it. And because it is a weakness and an area that interests me, this is an area that I will focus on in my PD plan. Blended learning is another topic we studied. I have been using blended learning, incorporating a technology element into my classes for the last few years. It is something that I feel like I've made a good start with, but certainly something that I would like to do more with. And for that reason, I'm going to address blended learning in my professional development plan. And the last and final topic that we have is mobile learning. And this is a relatively new idea to me. And because of that, and because it seems like this is the direction that education is headed in, with making learning available to students anytime, anywhere, it is also something that I feel like I need to deal with in my professional development plan. And that brings us to the end. Thank you, and we're done.